Okay, so now we're recording. So yeah, for those of you who are teacher training or also just working on sequencing and supporting your home practice, what I'm going to talk a little bit about tonight is kind of how we work towards the final pose in the class, which is called the apex pose. And so for tonight, the apex pose is sundial. So for sundial, it's this one where I'm not warmed up enough to do it right this second. And so what we start to think about at the beginning is to get into that pose. Anastasia's running late tonight. God. What do we need to strengthen? What do we need to open? What do we need to warm up to work towards to get to this pose? And so when I started planning the sequence tonight, I'm feeling in my body for what needs to be really open, particularly for this one. It's my hamstrings, and it's a deep like extension and stretch of the back leg, a lot of strength in my quad, and then deep opening laterally in the sides of my waist. And so notice as we go through the sequence, how we're gently and increasingly warming up and opening specifically those pieces. If that's not interesting to you, just ignore that. So let's get started. Come on into a cross-legged position that you can be comfortable in for a few minutes here while we get grounded on the mat and set the intention for the practice. And once you've come to a comfortable position, and please, by all means, use your props. Whatever you have to support yourself, support your body, your joints, is fabulous. So you could be up on a block, blanket, pillow. When I say sit in a way that's comfortable, I actually mean comfortable. Once you've found that sitting position, relax your hands down and close your eyes. With your eyes closed, come into Ujjayi breathing. Let me just have a couple late arrivers. So I am responding to letting people in. So get your Ujjayi breathing audible so that your ears can hear the sound of your breath. Sensing and feeling your breath in your body. Feeling the expansion of your lungs as you inhale and fill up. And then the softening and releasing as you exhale. Working in your practice tonight with lengthening out your breath. You've got all the time that you need and all the time in the world for every single breath to take as long as it takes. And then the theme, the intention that I want you to work with tonight is to feel in your body as we go into the shapes and the asana for when are your muscles engaged, and turned on. That's it. I'll remind you that 100 more times. So go ahead and straighten your legs out in front of you. And again, working on this neck strengthening and rehabilitation through the practice tonight. Clasp your hands and then interlace your hands at the top of your neck and the base of your skull. From here, feel the top of the head lift towards the ceiling so that your spine is lengthening. Take an inhale. And then on exhale, feel for pressing your skull back into your hands strongly. And you can press your hands back into your skull as well. Keep your breath going. You kind of make that move with your chin retracting, like you're having a nice double chin here, so that your neck muscles can really engage and turn on. So feel here for what muscles in the front of your throat and your neck and your chest and your shoulders are engaged and turned on to support this movement. I love how I can feel this tractioning through my whole spine. It really does feel like I'm getting my head back on straight after spending a day at the computer. And release that. For pranayama, we'll do alternate nostril breathing in knee pile. So for knee pile, bring your left knee on top of the right knee. If you can, folding both legs in. If that's uncomfortable on your hips, straightening the bottom leg. And if that is not working for your knees or your hips, you can just be in cross-legged. To come into alternate nostril breathing, take your left hand, you'll fold down the middle and ring finger. Did I say that right? No, the first two fingers of the hand. So you can either fold them down, just get them out of the way, or I really like to rest my fingertips on the bridge of my nose between my eyebrows, kind of where that third eye inner seeing place would be. From here, close your eyes and then use the ring finger to close your right nostril. Inhale through the left side only, taking as long as you need on inhale to fill up. Then closing off both nostrils. Open the right nostril, exhaling on the right side for as long as you need to get empty. Close the right, actually, inhale, right side. Lengthening out the inhale. Closing both nostrils. And then take a really long exhale. Do 2 more rounds of alternate breathing on your own. So inhaling one side, closing, and then exhaling the other side. Feel the length of your breath. I was taking a class yesterday with one of my teachers, Kat Allen, and she was talking about how the sort of beauty and the medicine of working in a different way with this breath, and how we're so deadline driven in our lives. We're always like running at a scarcity or a deficit of time. So using this time on your mat to really rewire, repattern, rehabituate yourself from that feeling that we run in so often of scarcity and not having enough time, to taking all the time you need. Feel how different that energy is inside you. Finishing up on your second round, and then switch the cross of your legs, bringing the other knee on top. Switch hands, we'll do the second set. First and second finger between the eyebrows or folded down, closing off the left nostril. Close your eyes, lengthen your spine. Inhale and fill yourself up completely. Feeling your rib cage expand side to side and front to back. Closing both nostrils and feeling the spaciousness of your breath held within your core. Exhale, keep the spine lengthening as you slowly get empty. Inhale, left nostril. Activating your feet. Close both nostrils. Long, steady exhale. Doing one more round of alternate nostril breathing on the second side. You've got all the time you need. When you're done, just release the hands. Bring the soles of your feet together. You can have your feet like out in front of you if your hips or knees need that. And then just bring your hands down onto the floor and onto, not in a full forward bend, but actually taking this position to do your land recognition. So with your hands on the ground, feeling all the parts of you, and especially your palms, pressing into the ground. Take a really big breath here through your belly, through your core, into your heart. And feeling this visceral connection to the earth that you're on through your hands. Sending the next several breaths towards the ground, the sky, and the ocean, if you're by the ocean, the forest. Using these breaths to just pause and get grounded on where you are right now. And then taking a few breaths to honor, acknowledge, and recognize the first people whose lands as well. With respect, with gratitude to be guests wherever it is that we are. Release your hands, walk your hands back up a little bit, and while we're here, we'll come into a wrist stretch. We're doing a few things to arm balances tonight, so open up the wrist. So you've got your fingertips pointing back towards your shins, and then do send the heels of the hands towards the ground. They will not reach unless you're a very double-jointed person. And then take a look at your thumbs and send your thumb bones away from the palm of the hand. Spreading all of the fingers wide. Softening the elbows and feeling the stretch and the opening through the palm and perhaps the bottom. And then let that go. It always helps me in my practice to just re-ground in the present moment, to stop and feel the parts of me that are touching the land. That works for you. I invite you to use it. All right, hip flexor strengthening here. So bring your feet out in front of you. You can have your feet about a little bit wider than your hips. Feet flat on the floor. And then bring your forearms in front of your knees. Make a fist with your forearms. And what I want you to feel for here is your feet won't actually come off the floor, but press them down very strongly and then feel for pulling your legs back towards you. You'll feel your core engage. I'm feeling my calves engage. And you'll feel your hip flexors working. Start breathing again. Sometimes when we start to contract and use our muscles, we like contract everything and just hold our breath. So notice that habit and stop doing it. If you can catch yourself. All right, release that and walk the feet a little bit wider and a little bit farther in front of you. And then again, you can just have your hands on your shins, feeling for pressing down and then pulling the legs back towards your torso. It's not actually going to happen, but it's going to create a lot of engagement in the hip flexors and the core. Y'all feeling that? And then release that. A little farther out in front and a little bit wider. Then go ahead and just reach the hands skyward. Press your feet into the floor. Hold the hip flexors back towards you. Hold the engagement of the front of your quads and hip flexors and into the inner groin. Take a really big breath in here and notice what muscles do you feel engaging and turning on. And release. Setting up for a classic twist with some more neck strengthening and quad strengthening. Straighten out your left leg and step the right foot over the left thigh for classic spinal twist. Go ahead and wrap your forearm around your shin. From here, the right hand is going to press into the side of the face. So take your chin and look as far over the right shoulder as you can, and then press your hand into your head and your head into your hand. Feel what muscles get recruited and asked to engage when you do that. Keep pressing hand into head, head into hand, and then make sure that you continue to breathe. You've got all the breath you need to support your muscles as they engage and do the work of your practice. Releasing the hand to the head, stay in the twist. Bring the right fingertips to the floor to transition, and then pick up the right foot, place it to the inside of the left foot, and then lift your left leg off the floor. Feel that really strong line of energy through the left leg, sending the left heel out in front of you, and you're gonna feel your quads engage and turn on. Support the action in the legs here with a really big and full breath. And this energy of the leg kind of shaking as it works here is really normal. That's what happens when you move energy through your body. And set that foot down. And switch sides. Straighten out the right leg. Step the left foot over this time. Wrap the forearm around the front of the shin and outside of the leg. Once you've established your twisting position, take the chin all the way over the left shoulder and then press your head into your hand and your hand into your head so that you're giving yourself resistance for your muscles to work against so that they can get stronger. Feed your breath to your body to support the work. And then coming back to that question, that intention tonight to feel what muscles are working in each asana. Let that go. Step the foot to the inside of the thigh and then reach the right leg, hover the right leg off the floor, reach through the right heel, spread the toes on both feet. Stay in the twist here. So the tendency for me is I kind of fall out of the twist. The idea here, the destination is to work the leg and twist the spine at the same time. And then go ahead, release. Before we come down for abdominals, I want to show you where we're going in bridge. You've got some options. So bridge over a block tonight, and you could have your block on any height setting that feels right for your back and your spine. The block is underneath the sacrum, and then we'll come into bridge with one leg up, which is here. Okay, so I'll let you know when we get there. Have your block and your rolled up mat nearby. Set props aside, setting yourself up for elbow to knee. The knees are just over your hip joints, your hip flexors, and then the feet are just a bit between the knees. Really activate your feet here, which means spreading through the toes and flexing the feet back towards your shins. Clasp your hands behind your head and your neck. Inhale, press your low back into the floor. Lift your head, chest, and shoulder blades up off the floor. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up. On exhale, straighten the right leg. Reach both elbows towards the left thigh and pull low belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Press your low back down on the floor. Hold your breath, curl the tailbone up, and then exhale, reach both elbows towards the right thigh. Straighten left leg. And now feel the low belly muscles work as they pull low belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Feed your breath down to your belly muscles. Press your low back down.
Curl tailbone up, holding the breath, and then exhale, elbows towards left thigh. Reach the right leg straight, pull low belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath. Press low back down. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, reach both elbows towards the right thigh and pull low belly down. Inhale, come back to center, keep going. Hold your breath. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, reach both elbows towards your left thigh. And then straighten your right leg. You've got the pull the low belly down part. Can you feel your right glutes squeeze around your sit bones and turn up? Inhale, come back to center. Fill your low belly and your low back with your breath. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, reach both elbows towards the right thigh. Straighten left leg. Pull low belly down and then feel the muscles in your glutes. The bottom part of your legs squeeze around the sit bones. Inhale, come back to center. Gently set the feet down. Lay your head down. Bring your hands onto your belly here. And just take a really big breath up underneath your hands. And do that again, feeling for feeding your core muscles with the support of your breath. Setting up for twisting abs with a mat. Place your prop, your rolled up mat. You could use your block if you don't have a roll, or rolled up towel or pillow. Place your prop onto your pubic bone between your legs. And then if your hamstrings are tweaky or injured, you can do this with the legs bent. Otherwise, legs come straight up. Reach through the back leg lines and the inner leg lines, and feel for reaching through the inner ankles and feet. Toes flex back towards your shins. Reclasp your hands behind your head and neck in the other way from how you just had them. Inhale, lift your head, shoulders, chest up off the floor. Hold the breath, squeeze the roll, curl your tailbone up, and then exhale, reach both elbows towards the left thigh, pull low belly down. Squeeze the roll one more time. Inhale, come back to center, head and chest stay lifting. Press low back down, curl your tailbone up, squeeze onto the roll, and then exhale, reach both elbows towards the right thigh and pull low belly down. Inhale, back to center, head and chest stay lifting. Keep reaching through the inner legs as you press low back to the floor. Hold your breath, squeeze your prop, curl tailbone up, and then exhale, reach elbows towards the thighs. Squeeze one more time, shaking again. Super normal effect of energy moving through you. Inhale, come back to center. Feed your belly muscles with your breath. Press low back down. Hold the breath, squeeze your roll, curl the tailbone up, and then exhale, reach both elbows to the right. Pull the belly down. Inhale, back to center. We've got one more on each side, so stay with me here. Inhaling, feeding your breath to the muscles that you feel working to do this pose. Hold the breath, squeeze the prop, curl tailbone up. Exhale, both elbows towards left thigh. Feel the inner leg muscles working, squeezing onto that roll. Inhale, back to center. Hold your breath, squeeze the roll, curl tailbone. Exhale, elbows towards right thigh. Feel those inner legs working. Squeeze sit bones around the tailbone and pull low belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Set the head down, set the feet down.
Ooh, you did it. Set your roll aside. Bridge. Walk your heels towards your sit bones and have your feet hip distance apart. Palms are facing the sky. Shoulders are rolling open and soft. Inhale and feel your rib cage telescope towards your face on inhale. Next, exhale, press the feet down into the ground, curl your tailbone, grab your block, and place your block underneath your sacrum. Medium or high setting. Give yourself the support of the block, especially for your low back. But don't give your legs a ticket to get out of the action by just resting down on the block. So you keep the feet active, lifting and spreading your toes, engaging the muscles around your ankles and lower legs. And then really strongly curling the tailbone towards the backs of the knees, the pubic bone towards the belly here. Feel the muscles in the backs of the legs that engage when you do that. From here, ground down really strongly through the right foot. Inhale, pick the left knee up, and then exhale, straighten the left leg. If that's too much, just stay in bridge, leave the left foot down. With the leg that's in the air, sending a very strong line of energy through the leg, through the foot. Feel for lifting the thigh bone away from the front of the left hip. Feel your right foot, tailbone tucks. Feel the strength and the turn on in your leg muscles. What do you feel working here? Feed your breath into that. So your options here are to stay in bridge or really strongly into the ground. Keep curling your tailbone towards the back of the knees. Check in with your breathing. Are you sticking with the framework of having all the time that you need for your breath and really lengthening out? Exhale. You're probably wishing we had a deadline on bridge. No longer we're going to hold it right now, but we don't. Release that leg down. Stay in bridge pose. Feel how strong you are with both of the feet. Press into the earth. I love anchoring bridge and feeling all the parts of me that are touching the ground. The soles of my feet, the back of my heart. Using and
Is Lindsay glitching for anyone besides me?
Yeah, I lost her as well.
Okay,
thought it was my end.
No, I did too. I just kept doing the right side.
Yeah.
It's good to see you, Jo Marie. It's been a while.
Hi. It's good to see you too. Oh, the camera's over here.
Okay, well, I don't know.
She in the room?
I know. I don't even see her.
Well, she's-
actually.
Apparently I'm the host. Whoa. Okay. I guess we'll wait.
Hey, you're a good
I'm
host.
sure. I don't know, like, if I'm the host. Here, we're going to pause this recording.
We're on bridge, second side, right leg is up. Stay in that pose until you feel equal on both sides. I'll know that you're done when I see you come down. Come back to your breath after our technical interruption. And just, we got to just congratulate ourselves, right? For continuing to practice and adapt and live our lives amidst everything going on, amidst the fact that we're here together. Self over, and the next move we'll do is turbo duck. Let's come into it together. From hands and knees. Oh, and what I was saying, I think, when the Zoom stopped was we've gotten to engage our core, our legs, our necks. Now we'll move into the arms and shoulders to feel those specific muscle groups getting their turn. Walk your hands out in front of your shoulders. Take a look at your hands. Feel them connecting down to the earth and to the ground. Spreading the bones of the fingers. Check that your middle finger is pointing right out in front of you. From here, bend the elbows until the elbows are hovering just off the floor. And you can relax your neck. You can relax your neck without locking your chin in towards your chest, which is just a habit of mine that I'm working to stop. Keep the elbows bent, hug elbows in towards each other. Feel the shoulder blades wrap towards the armpits. So you can either stay right here in this turbo dog puppy, right? With your arms and your upper back and your serratus armpit muscles really engaged. If you have farther to go, keep wrapping the shoulder blades, hugging your arms in, and then tuck the toes, straighten your legs any amount for turbo. This one's really got me shaking. Using your breath to steady whatever else is happening inside. And to stay steady with whatever else is happening inside. Release the knees. Dolphin with the palms up. Bring your elbows and forearms down to the mat. And then to set up the elbow setup, grab onto your upper arms with both hands. From here, bring your forearms out and then roll your palms up. It's a very different feeling than doing dolphin the normal way. Spread through your palms. You can take a look at your hands and now feel the backs of your hands on the floor. Reach through the thumb. Relax your head and your neck.
Take an inhale here. Balloon your breath into your upper back, up between your shoulder blades, and wrap shoulder blades towards the armpits. You can stay here and take 5 really big breaths into your upper back and your shoulder. If you have farther to go, tuck your toes and straighten legs. Reaching the hip flexors, the fronts of the hips, back behind you. Spread through your palms, keep reaching the thumbs away and towards the earth. Supporting the work now in your upper back and your shoulders with deep and long breath. No deadline. Taking as long as you need to fill up completely on inhale and to empty completely on exhale. Knees down. Come on up to standing for these series with lots of pose vignettes.
Great time to grab a drink of water if you need one. And have your blocks nearby for a couple of poses that we'll do. Standing in Tadasana, in mountain pose, at the front of your mat. Just feeling what parts of you here are connecting with the ground. And feeling your feet firmly planted. Firmly grounded.
Oh, we lost you again. Can you hear me? You're frozen.
I have you. Do you have me?
Okay, now we do.
Okay. We're standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Feet are firmly on the ground. If anybody's watching the recording, we're doing this class in Juneau on the big full wolf moon. It's the first full moon of the new year. So feeling and kind of connecting with, harnessing the big full moon energy. Anna Forrest shows talks about like, oh, you want more energy for your life. And it seems a little bit counterintuitive, like working your muscles really hard could be depleting. But she's totally right, at least in my body. The more I engage and feel the strength and the energy in my muscles, like the more energized I feel. See if that's true for you. Inhale and reach your arms up. Exhale, sit back into chair pose. Really feel your weight come back over your heels and look down and make sure that you can see your toes. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees as much as you need to, hands down on the floor, scoop the front of the chest, the collarbones open. Exhale, palms come down, step back into plank. Lower the knees, hug your upper arm bones into your ribs and then lower all the way down. Plant the tops of your feet firmly down. Plant the pubic bone down. Walk the hands about 6 inches out in front of your shoulders. Coming into low cobra. Strong lines of energy through your legs reaching back behind you as you then press your hands into the ground to drag your rib cage forward and up. Exhale, keep dragging the ribs forward, come all the way down. Hands come underneath your shoulders. Downward dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward for warrior two. Warrior two with bird wing. Hug the upper arms into your ribs. So it's like I put a piece of sticky tape, double-sided sticky tape here, and your upper arms are stuck to your ribs. Spread through the palms, and then inhale, reach the thumbs, the forearms back behind you, shoulder blades pull together, keeping the arms stuck to the ribs. Inhale, hands come back in front of you. Exhale, reach the arms back. Feeling the engagement of the muscles that are working to pull your hands and your arms back behind you. And keep going with that. 3 more rounds. Inhale, hands come back in front of you. Exhale, squeeze the arms back. Katie, lift your chin a little bit. Yeah. And then let that go. Extended side angle pose. From here, bring the left forearm to your left thigh and reach your right arm overhead. So as we spoke about opening the side body for our final pose, for sundial, you can feel that happening here. Notice how you can feel that wide opening and stretching in one part of you, and then reconnect to your legs and to support the opening. Reaching your tailbone towards your back heel, feeling outer hips and legs turned on.
Something's happening, but I don't know what.
Can you hear me?
Now, yes.
Sorry. Okay, I'm going to switch off of Wi-Fi and switch onto my hotspot, and hopefully that will help us. Thank you for your patience.
No problem.
There we go. Okay, so from side angle variation, or from extended side angle, which you're in, the next pose is pyramid. So coming through neck release to bring your torso back up, and then you have to totally reset your legs and your feet. Left foot is forward, the right foot is back, squaring the hips towards the front. So we're doing this pose to engage the legs and open hamstrings. Come on into pyramid with back traction. And you do this back traction by bringing the heels of your hands onto the front of the thigh. And once you've got the heels of your hands to the front of your thigh, press your arms towards straight. Feel how your belly and your torso can lengthen out over the legs. Hug your inner thighs towards each other, which will help to even the pelvis. And then reconnect to your deep Ujjayi breath, feeling the abundance, the spaciousness of your breath. Enjoying that feeling of your breath filling you up inside. Washing the energy of your practice all through your core. From here, if you have farther to go, you can walk your hands down your legs, down your leg. Otherwise, stay in the traction. If you have blocks, you're welcome to use them. That's where your hands might find the floor. Hands come to either side of the front foot. Step back into plank pose. Lower your knees, hug in your upper arms, and then lower all the way down. Walk your hands forward for low cobra. Dragging the rib cage forward, plug the pubic bone down. Pull the collarbones towards the fingertips. And then re-hug your elbows in towards your torso. Exhale, lay down. Hands come underneath your shoulders, downward dog. Or turbo dog. You can do turbo dog every time. If you want to turn up the load for your upper back and shoulders a notch. Inhale, step your right foot forward for warrior two with bird wing. 5 rounds of bird wing. Gluing your upper arms into your rib cage. Spread through your palms. Inhale, open up. And then exhale, hold back. Enjoy the soft rhythm of your breathing. As you focus on feeling the muscles that are engaging to do this work. When you bring the thumbs back, feel the shoulder blades squeeze towards each other without letting your rib cage pop out. After you've done 5 rounds, bring right hand to the right thigh, reaching left arm overhead, lengthening that left side of your body luxuriously. Does it feel good to relax your neck? Okay. Spread through your palm. So spreading all the digits. That looks good, Anastasia, I saw that. From here, you're gonna sweep that top arm into neck release and bring your torso back up. Then go ahead and reset your feet for pyramid with back traction. Pressing both palms right up into the top of the thigh. Hugging the inner legs in towards each other and then press the arms towards straight as you lengthen out your spine. Can you feel that tractioning and that lengthening of your spine? Feel your inner thigh muscles squeeze towards each other. And then keeping the length in the spine and the engagement in your legs. Find out if your hands can walk down your leg and you're not walking. Without rounding your back. Hands come down to the ground. Step back to downward dog. And then bring your knees down. So we're gonna do a variation of Bakasana, which is crow pose. And have a quick look up here so that I can show you. Your arms will come wider than your shoulders. I'm trying to figure out the best the best view here. So arms are a little bit wider than the shoulders. The palms are pressing down really strongly into the ground. All of that muscle engagement of turbo dog and dolphin is at play here. The shins come onto your upper arms. There's a bend in the elbows. From here, your feet may or may not come off the ground. For those of you who have your feet off the ground, you may play with gravity surfing. I cannot demo it because I'm not there yet. So I'm working with feet on the ground. I'm going to take one knee off of my arm and hug it in really tight towards my belly. You'll feel your core work a lot. And then switch sides, hugging knee in towards belly. And then bring that foot back. Did you see what I was doing?
I
Yeah.
saw you like verbally explain again.
Yep. So, my shins are on my upper arms. And then it's like this. One of them is going to stay on, the other is going to pull off and hug in. And then come back. And you can do it with your feet down. So
Okay.
you don't have to do it all on your arms. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll talk you through it.
Okay.
So set up for crow and make sure you set yourself up really well. Meaning, you've got your hands a bit wider than your shoulders. And then bend the elbows down like you were coming into turbo dog. Hugging your elbows in towards each other. Your shins come up onto your upper arms and feet stay down. I'm going to talk everybody through it as if we're doing feet down. With your feet down, take your left shin off your left arm and hug your left knee in towards your nose. Place your left shin back onto your left arm. Take your right shin off the right arm and hover and hug the knee in towards your nose. And then bring that right shin back onto your arm. So that's just like a core strengthening drill. And then go ahead and just do crow pose, like any way you'd like. With your shins on your upper arms, maybe one foot, maybe both feet off the floor. Feeling in your arm balance for lots of muscles working. To support you. And then find your way back to downward dog. From downward dog, step the left foot forward for warrior two with archer. Bring the left elbow, I have to move my screen again. Left hand is up and the right forearm is along your low back. So you can grab onto your clothing, your shirt, or strap if you need to. Otherwise, your hands might clasp. Feel for pressing your right elbow back behind you. It feels like your shoulder blade comes flat onto the back of your ribs. Exhale and deepen the bend in your front knee, reaching your tailbone towards your back heel. And then reconnect with the abundance of your breath. So even though you're working really hard in these poses, there's all the time and all the space that you need to support and nourish yourself.
with your breath. Release. Side angle with the bind. So keep the back arm behind you. Reach the left arm in front of the left thigh. And then grab on again to just your clothing, your pants, your strap, or your hands, depending on where you're going tonight. Feel the energy in your back leg, so pressing through the pinky edge of the right foot, and then lengthening your spine and your ribs forward. Roll your chest open. One more huge breath, feeding your breath into the front of your heart and shoulders and chest here. And then exhale. Hands to either side of your front foot. The next pose is lounge lunge. So you can work your left foot like another inch towards the left, and then bring your right hand way out in front of your right shoulder. From here, the left hand clasps around the front of the left shin. Let the right shoulder hike up towards your ear as you lounge the right side of your ribs towards your right armpit. Stay in the pose, lengthening out your breath. So Christine, huge breath into right side of rib cage. And then on exhale, really drag those ribs towards your right armpit and towards the ground. Mm-hmm. And then the way that you really can get this pose into your psoas is reach back through your back leg, the right leg, and then roll the right thigh in. Inner rotation. You should feel that in the psoas. One more big breath here. Step the hands back into plank. Lower the knees or not. Come all the way down for cobra or low cobra. Drag the ribcage forward as you lower back down, downward facing dog. From downward dog or turbo dog, whatever you choose, inhale, step the right foot forward for warrior two with archer. In every shape that we come into in the yoga practice, there is opening happening, and there is contraction and activation and muscles turning on happening. In this class, with the intent we're working tonight, where do you feel the activation happening in this pose? Lift and spread your toes, ground through your feet. And then I want you to feel for pressing the left elbow back behind you. Get your breath really big. From here, side angle with the bind. Hands clasped or grabbing onto clothing or a strap. Roll your chest and shoulders open, and then lay your torso back against your leg. Feel the ground underneath your front and your back foot. Press your feet down into the ground as you bend in that front leg, getting the legs to stay active and turned on. So there are parts of you that are opening deeply, parts of you that are working deeply. Release. Lounge lunge. Heel toe your foot over to the right, an inch or two. Walk the left hand out in front of the left shoulder. Right fingers wrap around the front of the right shin and then sag the ribs towards the left armpit. Using the strength in your right arm to hug that knee in towards your midline. So hugging the knee in, and then the left leg, reach it back behind you and turn it in. And feel whether or not that helps you to get more sensation of stretching in the front of the hip flexors and psoas. Abundant breath. And then go ahead and bring your hands to either side of your front foot. Come to downward dog. And then set your feet down. If you have wall space, we'll be doing downward dog on the wall. So you can bring your mat over to the wall for this one. If you don't have any wall space, that's fine. Your move will be downward dog with one leg up. So let me show you where we're going. From down dog, so downward dog with one leg up is this version here. If we're going farther, the feet come up to hip level at your wall. From here, one leg up, and then bringing that leg into dorsal fin, which is here. If I have to be really careful here not to dump into my low back. So we'll do 5 breaths with each leg, either straight up or in dorsal fin. Okay? So find your spot at the wall or come into down dog. If you're walking your legs up the wall, go ahead and come on up. Christine, come back down, bring your hands a little closer to the wall. Yep, and then reset. Nice, Summer. All right, so Summer, really reach through your tailbone and pull your belly in. Anastasia, come down, babe. Bring your hands closer to the wall. You're just starting a little too far away. So 5 breaths each side. So Christine, pull your heel in towards your butt. Yeah, so it's like a hamstring activator.
I'm on a door. Maybe I, I think I might just not try this tonight on the door.
Do down dog, one leg up with dorsal fin. It'll be great for healing your piriformis,
Where do my go?
So down dog, one leg up, and then with that leg up, pull your heel in towards your butt a lot, and then reach your thigh bone away. Activate your foot. Yeah, so 5 breaths each side like that.
Is our,
Everybody, yes,
is our gaze supposed to be at our hands or at the wall behind us?
it depends.
Okay.
There's no right or wrong. What I would say to myself on that is, what's my habit? And then do the opposite. It depends on if you're going for balance, which we weren't necessarily. Sometimes then you really need to look behind you. It just depends. Good question. Downward dog. From downward dog, step your left foot forward
or warrior two. From warrior two, reverse warrior. Inhale, reach your left arm skyward, and then exhale, come on back. Feel out your options in reverse warrior. So I'm doing the variation with back traction. I've got my hand on my hip crease. Feel free to stay there, or you might walk your hand down the leg. Inhale, roll your chest open. Exhale, wrap the top shoulder blade. Feel the lengthening in the left side of your ribs. To come out of reverse warrior, reach through neck stretch, and then bring the torso back up. Foot reset has to happen for lunge. So bring your hands to either side of your front foot, and then bring the right leg down. Some of you might want to do arrow lunge here with the back knee up. Some of you will want to keep that back knee down. In arrow lunge, you can have your hands down on the ground or on your thigh or reaching step. Katie, stay in the pose, I'm gonna talk. There's like tension around your throat and your neck. I think if you lift your chin a little bit, you can open your throat. And if you smile a little bit, maybe the muscles in the face relaxing will coax the neck and the chest into joining. Bring your hands down to either side of the front foot. From here, we're coming into flank stretch. So tuck the back toes under, straighten through both legs, and come into wide leg forward fold. From here, the left hand grabs onto the top of the left foot, and then the right hand comes on top of it, or right hand to the outside. Sorry, left hand to right foot, right hand to the outside of the foot. Bend the knees any amount that you need to be comfortable with the hamstrings. If you have farther to go, the right fingertips reach skyward. Some people are calling this pose spinifex. So your torso is lengthening down and then twisting. Release that. Hands to either side of your left foot and step back into plank. Lower down into cobra, up dog, low cobra, and then back to downward dog. From downward dog, step the right foot forward. Come into warrior two. Reverse warrior. This is a beautiful pose to feel the muscles in your legs that are working to support you. And also feel the opening on the right side of the ribs. And to come out of the pose, sweep the right fingertips down. Hands to either side of the front foot. Come into lunge or arrow lunge. Back knee can stay down or pick it up. Feeding yourself again with this abundant, long, luxurious breath. Taking all the time that you need for each and every breath. Hands down to either side of your front foot and come into flank stretch. Right hand to left foot.
And then arc your ribs towards your right leg. Left hand to the outside of the right foot. Maybe reaching the left fingertips up, skyward. Release. All right, I'm gonna go a little unconventional here. So go ahead and just heel toe your feet together and roll up from here. I wanna do a little bit more hamstring release before we come into our apex poses. So grab your blocks if you have them, or your, I don't know, pickle jars or whatever it is that you might have at home to use for support. Come to your knees, and we're gonna come into nomad's pose, right, which is this deep hamstring stretch. From in nomad's pose, it's like pyramid pose that we did, squeezing the inner legs towards each other and then lengthening the spine out over your legs. So using as much height as you need to in the props to keep your spine long. Yes, there you go, Jo Marie. So lifting and lengthening rather than letting it round. For me, I'm flexing my toes back towards my shin. You might play with pointing your toes, finding out where you're getting more benefit. From here, bend the left knee forward. We'll come into head to ankle prep. For head to ankle prep, and this is just stage one, so pad the right knee if you need the extra padding. Bring your left hand underneath your left thigh. Bring the left hand to the back of the left calf. Press into the calf so that you can snuggle your shoulder underneath your thigh. Grab onto the front of your left foot with your right hand and pull your head towards your ankle. Stay in the pose. 4 more really big breaths here. Feel for where are you working? Where are you releasing? Where are you contracting, building energy, and where are you opening and releasing? Gently unwind from there. Come back to kneeling, and we'll come into nomads on the second side. So just straighten out the right leg. You might be really different on the 2 sides of your hamstring. And Anastasia, with your hamstring injury, keep the knee bent as much as you need to not aggravate it. And then really hugging the glutes around the sit bone. So you could be in like full 90-90 lunge here, if that's what your leg needs.
Okay.
Everybody, feel your rib cage. So feel your inner legs squeezing towards each other, and then inhale, rib cage lifts away from the pelvis, lengthening over the front leg. And then we'll come into head to ankle prep. Left knee stays down. The right hand comes to the outside of the right foot. And then bring the hand to the back of the calf so that you can snuggle your torso, your shoulder in towards your leg. Left hand to the front of the foot. And then use the strength in your left arm to pull your head towards your foot.
And release. The next pose is pin feather. Grab your block or your rolled up mat or anything you have handy and set it just like behind your sacrum so that you can't roll backwards. Just giving your sacrum a little bit of extra support. Bring your right leg straight and then left foot comes into like pigeon. Bring the left shin towards your armpit and then hug onto it and clasp it tightly with your upper arm. You might stay here. This is a great place to work that hip opening and then the core work of lifting and lengthening your spine. If you have farther to go, the right hand comes to the outside of the right foot. You can see how one might fall back in this pose. And then that right leg will straighten out any amount. Pin, feather, lift the collarbones, lift the chest. And we'll switch sides. Left leg is straight to start, hugging the right shin into your armpit. And then maybe clasping and lengthening left leg. Wherever you go, however you fall or roll or whatever, stay with your abundant and soft breath. And let that go. The next pose is sundial, and you might need your strap for this. So go ahead and grab your strap, and you'll make like a 6-inch loop with your strap. Let me show you the stages real quick so you can see where you might go with this. Stage 1 is like we just did, bringing the leg and the foot into pigeon. Stage 2, you'll take the calf over the arm or shoulder, and it'll be on you kind of like a backpack strap. This is a great place to stay and feel a lot of length in your back. From here, you might want your strap around the ankle so that you can straighten the leg any amount. You might not need a strap. You might just grab the outside of the foot and straighten the leg any amount, okay? So I will walk you through those stages together. If you think you're a strap person, go ahead and just loop your strap around your right ankle. Take your right foot, pull it in towards your sternum, like for pigeon. Grab the outside of the right foot with your left hand. You're gonna grab your right calf with your right hand and put that leg over your arm and shoulder like a backpack. If you've got farther to go, holding your strap or the outside of the leg, you might straighten the right knee any amount, and then the right hand presses down onto the floor. Chest rolls open. Find your breath. Release. Second side. And bringing your strap around the left ankle. If you need it. Pick up your left foot and pull it in towards the sternum for pigeon. Stay here. Or if you want to go further, right hand to the outside of the foot, left hand underneath the left calf. You're going to put your leg over your shoulder like a backpack. You might stay right here, feeling a delicious stretch in your back. If you have farther to go, the left hand will come to the ground and the left leg will straighten
any amount, maybe just a little. That's great for today. Wherever you are, please check in with your breath. Do not cheat yourself of your deep Ujjayi breath in any of these postures, right? All right, I have a really fun pose to teach you now. It's called cross-tied. Have a look at me. So you might want some padding for your back for this one. So I'm gonna put a couple layers of padding from my rolled up mat underneath my back. I want my strap in the same position with the 6-inch loop. Then I'll start with my feet flat on the floor. I'm basically bringing one foot up into, like happy baby, half happy baby. The strap comes behind. Let's see here. Strap comes behind my neck. This feels really good. If you're super bendy flexy, you might end up bringing the strap, your foot behind your head and your neck. That is not me today. You might stay here. If you've got farther to go, the opposite hand is going to come to the outside of the opposite shin. And then you can watch carefully what happens to the torso here as I send that shin forward. Cross-tied, bring your strap around your right ankle. So there's lots of like little pieces and stages of this where you can choose to stay or keep going. Left foot is planted firmly on the floor. And then go ahead and bring the right leg into happy baby, half happy baby. From here, take the tail of your strap with your left hand and bring your strap behind the base of your head. You need to have the strap laying flat on your head so that the edge is not digging into your skin. The right arm can just come onto the bottom of the thigh. You might stay here. If you've got farther to go and your neck is supported, right hand reaches for the left shin, just below the left knee. Once you've got your shin, take a big inhale, and then on exhale, press the left shin forward. Feel how that brings your ankle in towards your head more. Stay in whatever stage of cross-tied you're in for a few breaths. And gently release. And you'll have to bring both feet down to switch sides. Bring your strap around your left ankle. Right foot plants firmly down. Left leg starts in happy baby. And this might be where you stay. If you have farther to go, grabbing your strap with your right hand and bring it behind your head and your neck. You might stay here. If you've got farther to go, hug the right knee in towards your chest, left hand to the front of the shin, and then send the right shin away from you
to help stretch and lengthen. Lay your head back. Outside. Release. And lay on your back. Doing any last moves that feel good to you before coming into Shavasana? Final relaxation. Now feel all the parts of you that are touching the earth. Washing your breath through your body, through your core, with gratitude to all of the parts and pieces of you that worked hard, that engaged and turned on and showed up and supported you through your practice so that you can now be in this sweet, sweet Shavasana where find out, is it any easier now to take a really big, deep breath? Is it any easier to fully release, relax your muscles now that you're at this part of your practice? And take a couple more breaths here, really feeling that abundance of your breath. Taking all the time that you need to get full or to get empty. Coming out of Shavasana. No deadline. Stay in Shavasana for the rest of the night if you'd like. Otherwise, roll yourself over gently to one side. Press on up to sitting. And bring your thumb bones to your sternum. Release your forehead in a gesture and a bow of gratitude towards yourself, towards your body, towards your breath, spirit, just honoring the work that you did in your practice tonight, honoring this sense of connection that you have with yourself, with our community, with each other in this moment. Namaste.
Namaste.
That was a total habit, namaste.
That one that I said?
Yeah. No, that I said.
Oh, that you said.
Because I'm not going to say namaste at the end anymore for me, because I'm reading a fabulous, wonderful book